Am I the asshole for telling my sister if the show she kept sending me clips of didn't help her understand why I'm no contact with our dad? Then there's no hope for her. I am a 31-year-old female with three siblings. I have an older brother who is 32 and two younger sisters who are 27 and 26. When we were kids, our mom died from cancer. 18 months later, our dad met and married his second wife, who had also lost her husband and had three children with him. They knew each other for less than 2 months when they decided we were all gonna be one big blended family. Then it took less than a year for the word to. Three of us were not okay with this. Me and my brother and the second wife's oldest son. We were the three who remembered our late parents well and didn't want to have a new mom or dad. This did not matter to the adults. My dad told me and my brother that our younger sisters were on board, as were the two younger step-siblings, and that majority rules. I was 10 years old at the time, and it had been probably 3 years since my mom had died. The house became a battlefield after this decision because they could not get us older three on board. When they went through the process to adopt each other's kids, they were denied the ability to adopt the three of us who didn't want it. The younger four kids were adopted by their step-parent. The older three were not. The anger could be felt by all the kids, and the younger ones blamed us not understanding why we weren't on board. The second wife and I argued a lot in my teens. She tried to reach out to me as a mother, but I rejected her as a mother. I could be civil and respectful if she was just an adult. But I told her I didn't want another mother, and she didn't like that. She would also tell me how much it hurt that me and my brother didn't want to be her kids. She said she loved us and wanted to call all 7 of us her kids. She said she couldn't understand the need for us to hold on to the dead. She even said it's not like we didn't still see our late parents' families, so maybe we should grow up and let them. I told her she should grow up and accept that she couldn't force people to be her kid. There were several attempts to push the adoption through without us wanting it, and legally it was rejected. Every time, we were even dragged to a church therapist who tried to talk us into submission about the whole topic. The relationships were all very strained. My relationship with my brother is the only strong one today. We are both no contact with our dad and the second wife. To the best of my knowledge, the second wife's oldest son has no contact with anyone, including his siblings. My brother and I still have a relationship, albeit a strained one, with our sisters. They were invited to our weddings and have met our kids, but they don't approve of the no contact. They are now in lower contact because they believe our kids should actually know our dad. And the second wife, I disagree and have said it would not be healthy, but my sisters don't overly care. There was a show on Tels a few years ago called The Blended Bunch. I never watched it, but I saw some clips and it hit really close to home. One of my sisters saw it and sent me TikTok clips that centered around kids not wanting to be adopted and a relative of the family being the voice of reason. Only my sister kept saying I was a shithead like the relative who said they wouldn't want it either, and that it was just so wrong to force it on the kids. I told her after several comments that if the clips didn't help her see why I went no contact, and how awful it is to see crying kids and still try to push them, then there's no hope for her at all. I told her she didn't live through the experience in the same way. Our brother and I just did. Her reply back was that I was so ungrateful and should see those kids as being brats and trying to ruin a good thing, just like we did. She also told me that saying there's no hope for her shows how repulsive I really am as a person. After all this, I'm pretty sure no contact will need to extend to both sisters because both act the same, though only one has TikTok for this interaction. So, but I could still be the asshole in this. So I'm asking if I am